This is D2-1 by Cadets Andrew Davidson and Sam Johnson. So we'll start off by looking at our dashboard. This is the dashboard that the client designed himself. He requested this, and this fits all of his expectations, including it goes far and beyond with an attractive design. So we'll start off by talking about each. He will be able to sort by COCOM, country, or lat long. If it's by COCOM, he will check which COCOM he'd like. If it's by country, he will select country, and if it's by lat long, he will input a lat, a long, and a distance from that he would like the data to sort. And then he needs a time frame for each to do extra data sorting. So let's look at the data sheets first. This is your data. So this is where he would put this is where the data would come if he inputted by lat long. My data would be if he inputted by country or COCOM. COCOMs is just some behind the scenes to translate the country into a COCOM. Sheets is just extra information if we'd like to go in more in depth with this. And data is all of our raw data that is too tedious to go through. So back to our dashboard, we'll give you an example. Let's say he'd like to go by lat long. He wouldn't input either COCOM or this because he doesn't have to. What he would do is he'd input lat long and long. These are two known ones, and distance from these. So let's say 7,000 meters, and then from this 10-year time frame. So we will filter this. Takes a second, but here it is. And then this is all the filtered information. Let's go look at these distances. So all of these are within 7,000 meters from that lat long. Go back to it. All right. So now we will look at some of the coding that goes behind this. By the way, this information will then be used to make charts in the future, or it can be looked at as smaller data than the large data sheet. So now look at the code. This is our VBA. Start from the top, get distance. This is just a function that gets the distance between two locations, and then from this we use it and copy my area when we input a lat, a long, and a max distance. And what this function basically does is it creates a circle around a specific point that is a certain radius of max distance, and then we get all of that data that is within inside that circle, and we put it on the sheet, which is now the relevant data. Prep the data is pretty simple. All it does is it just takes data that's been encoded and encoded with formulas, and it just pastes it as raw data. Fill dates basically just goes down and uses this formula right here to fill all the way down a row. Fill COCOM is the same thing, but with COCOMs. Copy country takes a country in, and this is one of the other options on that sheet. And it takes a country and sorts all the data based on that country and gives data that is just that country. Copy COCOM is the same thing, but instead of it being the country, it is the whole COCOM of data. And then finally, our sort data is just that little filter button that chooses 1, 2, or 3 that they choose. So if they'd like to copy the COCOM, it would then run that function, and respectively with country and my area. So back to the dashboard we go. So to sum it up, basically what we did was we gave the user 3 options of which they'd like to sort by, and when it does sort, it gives you relevant information in one of your data sheets. For example, we did the example, this is all the relevant data instead of all of the data. And then with this data, we're eventually going to be able to come here and make charts, pie charts, graphs, and then that will be able to visualize some of the data for our client.